What's up, everyone? This is audio play online from AC Web forums. I'm here to do a tutorial for Jeutie's Repack. I'm gonna use the older version because the new version, which is coming out on the 10th of March, it is the estimated release date. It's not sure whether it will come out that day, but it contains the new RBAC functions, most likely, and I don't know much about that yet, so I cannot tell much about it because I never tried it yet. So I figured it would be best for me to use all the repacks to explain the things I know, the most asked questions and stuff, because you know, probably a lot of people will still use those revisions. I got a few questions here which I want to handle in this video. This video might get long. I don't know yet how long it will get eventually, but it will most likely, I think, be a pretty long video because I want to make it clear for everyone who doesn't know it. Questions which I'll be covering in this video are how to back up your database, which I will start with. These are all in the fuck, how do you say it? Oh shit, I don't know if I can swear or not. That's bad, but I'll try not to swear as much as possible. These are all in order. How to back up your database, how to install or get Jeutie's Repack to work, how to set up Jeutie's control panel, how to open the ports. I will show you how to use the update queries from Jeutie's Repack, how to execute custom SQL files in your database. And with that I mean the SQL files which doesn't need any scripts, because if it needs scripts you need to compile your own, obviously. How to create an account through Walt console, how to set GM level through Walt console, how to look up quests. I will show the Wowhat way because I use Wowhat to look up quests. I don't use the in-game commands. How to complete quests the GM's way. I will launch the game and show you. How to use Redeem as auction house filler. I don't know, I never had permission from him to cover this in the video, but I'm almost pretty sure that he will not mind me showing you all how to do that. And I will be going over some of the Walt config options as well and explain a little bit on what they are. Don't mind Steam popping up or Skype popping up or whatever on screen. This is my desktop, by the way. I got 3 versions of World of Warcraft running. This is retail World of Warcraft, Mist of Pandaria. This is 4.3.4 private server, WoW Freaks. And this is my own client for 3.3.5a. Let me first show you how to make a backup of your SQL files. I do it through PHPMyAdmin, so I don't know, well, I know the way in HeidiSQL, but it doesn't work for me. This is my remote desktop on the desktop where the private server usually is running. I don't use the private server to be public. People can all around the world join, of course, if they really want to, but it's not really meant to get public. It's more for friends and stuff like that, and I use the Repack to test the new fixes and additions to the new versions, and if I find bugs I go to the Trinity repository and report those bugs. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff set up already. The way I go and the way I do the backups for the characters database and the auth database, obviously, so I can implement it in a new revision is as follows. I use WAMP as a web server. I go to PHPMyAdmin. If you can use it with Apache probably as well. I just hope you all know how to get in PHPMyAdmin. If you do have a web server, you just do localhost/PHPMyAdmin and you get on the PHPMyAdmin tab. This is PHPMyAdmin. I'll go to the auth database. The auth database is where all the characters are. You can see I have only 12 accounts on the server. It's not that popular and I don't really care because it's just for friends only, pretty much. I do have my own compile of Trinity Core which I use for other things, but that's not what this video is about, so let's not talk about that. Then you hit export and you can see fast. This is all in Dutch, so sorry for that, but I'll try to translate it to English as best as I can. There's a fast and of course an advanced, which shows more options and stuff, but doesn't mean you can just do it a fast way and just hit start the SQL and it will then download it. As you can see, it downloads it, I think, to the download folder, but that doesn't really matter for me. You can do the same for the characters one. You go to characters, then you hit export again on top, and you can do it fast and it will download a SQL. It will take a little bit longer. I don't know why it does that. It's maybe because I already did an off before. It's weird, but there we go. That's the characters one, and you just close that because those are the only thing you need. You don't need a walt database backup, pretty much. Well, unless you have custom SQLs, but I suggest you just install the custom SQLs again later on. Let's first download the Repack, of course, because you need the Repack obviously to run it. Let's go to AC Web. I have Jeutie's Repack over here. I'm logged in. Go to the first page. You scroll down to where you see this, the current changelog. I'm gonna show it on 9.7.6. Underneath there is like download versions. Jeutie's gonna like this because he's gonna get some extra traffic. Yay! Okay, let's just download them. If you hit the FTP, it will download it underneath. My download speed is pretty fast, so I can get it. You get all the files. You got DBC, maps, fee maps, and movement maps. They will all start downloading. It will not take too long. If it does, then I'll just close the video down for a bit and then continue later on when it's done. But I don't think it will take too long, so I can show you in the meanwhile what to do else. You will also have to go to your host file folder. I forgot to mention that in the text file. What the? Hello? Oh boy, this is not good for the video. Anyways, let's first go to the host file. I don't know the exact location, to be honest, no more, because it's a long time I did that, long time before. But we can try to find it together. You go to C, I think, Windows file, my Windows, where's Windows? It should be on C drive, right? Where's my Windows? There it is. Windows, and I think it's in the system folder, system 32 if I'm correct. Then you find the folder. I gotta find it myself because honestly I cannot remember how to get there. I should have prepared it, I think. Where is this folder? I'm not even sure. You know what? I can search for it. The host one. Excuse me. You know what? I'll search for it. Hosts folder. Maybe I found. Nope. Host. Where is it? I don't know where to find it. This is so bad. Proxy server, no. Alright, so this sucks because I honestly don't know. It's not in the drivers folder, I think. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Wow. So it is actually, it is in the Windows System 32 drivers, and then the etc folder, and then this is hosts, and you can right click it. And I use Notepad++, but you can use Notepad as well. And edit in Notepad. I don't have it changed. Well, I do actually. Localhost, and you just set your the IP address. This is my IP address. You set your real IP address, so your computer or external IP address from the VPN or wherever you host it on. You set it over here and just give an explanation. You don't have to. This doesn't really do it or whatever, but you just do it. And you can do it down here as well. I did it there. It works for me. So you just edit it and save it. So that's for the host file, and then you got to go to your. I'll do that in the meanwhile as well. Let me first copy all these files to the remote desktop so I can show it to you. So what we do is I'm going to file transfer it to here. This is the remote computer. Let me select all those ones. This one, this one, this one, and this one, and we'll send those. It goes pretty fast. The connection to my remote desktop is pretty fast, so it won't take that long. And then in the meanwhile, I'll go to my router and show you what port you have to forward. Let's go to the router. Alright, so then you go to Acces. Actually this one, Acces and Games. Then you have like for one port forward. I don't think this is for, no. I port 80 obviously because I got a web server running for this. I'll show you as well. For the reunion website, which is a private website. Oh wow, actually Cathans are awesome. Anyways, so yeah, so that's pretty much for the private website. People can register on that address. You saw the address, and you can still go register if you wish to, and play on it. These are the ports you have to open. I don't know. This is the walt server ports, 80, 85. I don't know exactly what this port does, so I cannot tell you much about it. But that port needs to be open, I think. This is, of course, obviously the MySQL port, which needs to be open. This is, I think, the SOAP port. I'm not 100% sure of it. Or like the remote access port, for example, if you have a website, so the vote items and the donation shop items can be sent to the characters. This is a stats port, I think. At least that's someone what explains me to it. So these 5 ports you need to have open on protocol, both protocols, TCP and UDP ports, and of course obviously to IP address, which is of course in my network. But these ports need to be open, so I'll let this be on the page and I'll be quiet for a bit so you can actually look at it, or you can just pause the video and look at it as well. I don't know if it shows my mouse cursor. Probably it won't, but it doesn't really matter. You guys can see it. So that's that for that. Let's see if this is done. Is it? Let me see. No, it's not done yet. It's almost done. It's already almost done, so that's a good thing. Yep, now it's done. We'll close this. Close this. Now the first thing to do, I'm going to show you how to install it. Let me remove this. I'll do this all live on video because I hate stopping the video all the time to do some stuff. You know, I showed how to open the ports. Of course, each router is different. I showed you how to use it on Cisco routers. So obviously, it will be different for each router. Okay, next up is how to install and get Jeutie's Repack to working. We got all these files, like the maps, movement maps, the vmaps, the DBC database files, and the Jeutie's Repack. First of all, we let me first remove the Jeutie's Repack over here, which I renamed also. But I don't mind saying it's Jeutie's Repack. And oh, it cannot be stopped because of course the MySQL is still running. So let me stop the MySQL, close this one, and now it will delete. Excuse me. It takes a while because my remote computer is slow as hell. Oh, there we go. Alright, so let's minimize this. First you unpack Jeutie's. You can use WinRAR for it, or WinZip, or whatever. No, not WinZip, by the way, but WinRAR you can use for it, 7-zip. And you just extract it, and I'll extract it right here. Yeah, this is gonna be a quiet time, really. I'll try to talk as much as possible during these kind of times, but now it is extracted. Now if you open it, it will obviously show this core, where of course the auth server and the walt server is located. In this folder you also want to put the maps, movement maps, vmaps, and DBC files. So let me first unpack this. This is a fast unpack. You just move that to through the screen. Let me put it up here, what I've done already. Let's do maps now. Unpack. It should all go pretty decent fast. Let me drink something because I got a sore throat. Oh fuck. Excuse me for that. Let me make cigarettes in the meanwhile while I'll do this. Let me first move this folder, and now you move this folder into here. Put maps up there. Movement map is the biggest one, so I'll do that later. This is VMaps. VMaps will take a little bit longer already. Movement maps will take a very long, because I think it's almost half a gig big. Non-extracted, non-zipped, RAR, whatever. So this is VMaps, virtual maps. I think it's virtual maps, but yeah, I think so. And my English is not super duper good, so I hope everybody think it's a good tutorial. I try to explain that as best as I can, and I hope it gets appreciated and that it's worth watching. It's just the basics pretty much. Move the VMaps folder over here. Oh. Come on. Do it now. Come on. Move that one already over there. There we go. And now we extract the movement maps, and that's gonna take a little bit longer, I think. Oh, actually it's going real fast. Oh, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I expected it to take a lot longer than that. But oh well, doesn't matter. We'll do that. Before I will start the server later on, I will first import and stuff like that SQL files, so you all know how to do it. And then I'll start it and I'll show a little bit in game, like the GM commands and stuff like that. So yeah, always that Trinity Mall and stuff for the GMs I have on my server, and the teleporter, which is all custom. So it's almost done. 95, 96, 97, woo, 98, 99. Okay, movement maps, put that in there as well. We'll copy it, we'll put this up. Now, since that's done, it's pretty much done. But now, of course, if we go back, we have the we gotta set up the things. We gotta open the control panel. There we go. And now you have those paths. You gotta do the server path. But before I do that, I'm gonna do something else different actually, because I always have it at the C drive. Let me copy this, or cut actually, and then I'll post it in C, because I always have it at that location, so I'll just move it there, because I don't want it on the desktop. I got OCD, I like to be organized, but not too bad though. Oh, actually, let me go open Jeutie's Repack control. Then first we're gonna set the server path. The server path is just the core folder where the auth server and the walt server is located. So we go to C drive, we go to Jeutie's Repack and then select the core folder, press OK, and once it's green it means that it found it and that it will actually work. If I try to start the auth, for example, it will not, because there is no MySQL, and it will just crash pretty much. The MySQL is to be found in the C. Go to Jeutie's folder, then go to server, the MySQL bin folder. That's where the MySQL is located. Sometimes when you start it, doesn't always mean that some people have that issue that if they start it, it says started the MySQL server. Probably now it will work though. I'll open HeidiSQL, which is my database program. Let me do this. If you download a HeidiSQL, you can start a new connection by going and change your name to Jeutie. All of that. Host name is of course localhost, or in case if you have a VPN, you put the VPN host name in here. The user is root. The password is ascent. Oops, no, not prompt. The port is 3306, and then you just hit save and open. There we go. That's the database. Now the auth server, there is the Of course, no, not query. Click here. This is data. There's admins in it, of course. That's the that accounts and stuff. I will show you now what I do with the rest of the thing. First, I always implement the stuff, the SQLs. What I do always, because I already have SQLs from revisions before, I have an auth and I have characters, accounts and characters. I drop the database auth and I drop the database characters. I drop them both. And I'll right click here, create new database. I'll create the auth database. Right click again, create new database, and I create characters. Now those two, I don't know why I always do that, but this is the way I do it. Okay, so I'll just show it. I'll select auth, I close hide the SQL, I'll minimize this for now. And I go to my backups. My backups are located in the downloads folder. Here they are. Those two, I'll cut and paste them on the desktop. The auths. And I'll double click auth. I hit open and it has auth selected. And then I'll play this play button up here, which is execute SQL. And it did that now. Now if I close it, I'm gonna select characters. I'm gonna close it again. I'm gonna double click characters.sql. I'll open it. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer because it's a bigger file, obviously. And I'll run this one, and it will take a bit because it's a bigger file. Before it used to say, do you want to run it outside HDSQL? I used to do that, but this newer version doesn't seem to do that. It will take a bit. It might look like it have crashed, but it's not. It's just something which takes a while because it has like everything in it. It has the guild stuff in it, achievements, quest progressions, pets, mounts, everything in it. So it just takes a while. It's a pretty amount of lines of SQL code, to be honest. It's a lot of lines, so it will take a while to do. I think I'll stop the video till it's done doing that, so everybody don't think it's crashed. It just takes a while. Depends on how big your characters SQL is. I'll be right back when it's done. Alright, so I'm back, and as you can see, the characters import has been succeeded. I forgot to create one more thing actually in the file. So if I go to, for example, reunion-wow.com, the website is down. So yeah, obviously I still have to create that. You guys saw that I didn't make an export, but that's okay. I'll call it Fusion Sites, obviously, because I use Fusion CMS. I'll go back, hit enter, go to SQL backups, because I have an auto backup thing running, which automatically backups every 6 hours. So yeah, haha, that's cool, huh? I'll unpack it here, and it is, holy shit, that's big. That is very big. Okay, so I'm gonna do it different actually. I'm gonna do it through PHPMyAdmin this time, so I can show you how to do that. Just go to PHPMyAdmin. Because PHPMyAdmin does get it done. I'll go to Fusion Sites. I'll import it, and I'll choose the file which is Fusion site. This one. I'll open it. And there we go. Maximum and stuff. It has to end with format, which is SQL, and the compression, which can be gzip or zip. And then just start, and it will do it. It will take a while, I can tell you that. We gotta wait for that a bit. I'll be back when it's done. Alright, so as you can see, the import has been succeeded. Over 112,000 queries are executed. So if I close PHPMyAdmin and I go back to HDSQL, which is the database, you can see all Fusion site entries have been executed. So that means that the website should work as well now. If I refresh, it does. As you can see, the website is back online. So yeah, I just posted a new post, as you can see, on the Play Online, that I'm currently working on the tutorial. Now, what do I have to do next? Let me see. How to install, I did that for you guys, for you all. How to do the control panel, I did. How to do the update queries, I still have to do, and this. The update queries as follows. There is for 9.7.6. If you go to the extras folder and you go to the updates folder, there is this one, which is the auth database SQL. You don't have to run the ones before that, I don't think, honestly, because those are already implemented. You only have to run the latest always, which is in this case the auth one. So let me select the auth database one and exit out. Then I'll open it again. When I run it, I will get an error, I think. Yep, because I already have it running, and someone just invited me to play Modern Warfare 3. Too bad for him, I'm busy. So yeah, I already obviously have it, so I don't have to run the queries. But that's how you run it, pretty much. You just execute them in the database, the latest one always, the ones Jeutie states in his update review thingy. So that's what you run. And so that's how far for the execute the update ones. If you want to add custom stuff to your database, like I will add the GM Island Mall and the teleporter right now, you go to the walt database, because obviously those are walt features. So I exit out, I'll go to the customs, and I'll hit the reun teleporter.sql, and it will execute in the walt database. There we go. And it's executed. I exit out again, I go to the mall, to the data. I can run install.bat, but I don't. I'll be right back. The doorbell went, so I had to answer that. So anyways, to continue on, we're gonna spawn the GM Island, the NPC data, and the NPCs of course. Doesn't matter which one you open first, at least in this case. So I'll just execute it, exit out, go to the spawn GM Island Trinity 1, execute it, it's executed. I'll go out, go to the NPC data, what they sell and stuff like that, and I'll just execute it again, it's executed, and I'll go out. So that's pretty much how you add custom SQLs. There are SQL files which require a script. You cannot execute them in this Repack. You need a compile. You need to compile your own core for that. So my advice is do not execute them. You can execute them just fine, but just nothing will happen at that point, because some require a script. That's so far for how to execute the custom SQLs one. Now I'm going to show you how to create an account in the walt database. But before I go do that, well, actually I can already do that, so that doesn't matter. If you start the auth database, it should start just fine right now, as you can see. And if you start the walt database, it should start just fine as well, which is going to start right now. It takes a little bit longer on this screen. But this is because I'm having a remote access to the desktop. It is already done on the other screen. So let's do this. Come on, there we go. It's done now. And how to create an account is as follows. You type in the walt console .account create, then the account name. Let's do test 1 through 3, and then the password. Well, let's do also test 1 to 3, and it will say account created test 1 to 3. If we go to the Heidi SQL one, we go to auth database, and we go to account, we double click it, we go to data, you can see test 1 to 3 has been created. It's never been logged in, so the rest of the things are not edited. How to set a GM level is as follows, if I remember correctly. Dot set GM level, and then the account test 1 2 3, and then the gem level 3 -1. -1 means for all realms. There's no such comment. Okay, that's, I forgot, to be honest with you guys, because I never used this. I never used the walt console. I think it's then gem level. No, it's not dot gem level. Hold on. That's comments. Let me go like this, so you guys can see also some of the comments actually. Oh, it is dot account. I know it now. Gem level, I think, or set gem level. Account set gem level test 1 2 3 3 -1. Yep, there we go. Set gem level. Then you change the security level of account test 1 2 3 dot 3 2 3. 3 is the gem level. Level 3 is the highest. Well, actually 4. You can also do 4. 2. But this all basically means that 3 has the most comments, can do the most comments. 2 can do a little bit more than 1. 1 can basically only summon, appear, teleport, and that kind of stuff. While 3 can like fly and load NPCs, add NPCs, quest complete, and stuff like that. So that's how you do that for that. Now we have that running. We'll leave that running for a bit. That's how you set those two. How to look up quests. Auction house filler, I will show you guys in a bit. Let's first go in game. Let me start the reunion client over here. Where is this launcher? Where's Walt.exe? There it is. I think this will work just fine. I hope. I hope you all will be able to see this. Come on. It's a little bit, tiny bit slow, and we'll just log in with the just created account. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. There we go. It's logged in. Reunion client. Create new character. We'll create a blue elf mage, and we call it test 1 2 3. Can only contain letters. Whatever. And we do test. And enter the walt. Yeah, it takes a while to load that. There we go. Only escape that. Hit OK, 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 OK. Whatever. Let me fix that real quick. I don't want this help stuff. Where can I do that? Oh man, some stuff I just don't know. Detailed loot, there's this spot, I just have to find it and then it will be okay. No, it's not in there, it's not in there, it's not in there, it's not in there. Not there either. Oh, there we go, help, tutorials. Drawing screen and chance, tooltips, beginner tooltips. Back them all, because I don't care. And this one has a quest, obviously. Let's say mage training. Do quest mage training. Let's say, for example, it is bugged. Then I use wowhead to look for the quest. I always use wowhead. Go to www.wowhead.com and we type in mage training and the search here. Then it has quests, and it has an islands quest and a horde quest. I'm horde, so I obviously go to horde. And you see the quest ID is 8328. Then you want to select the character, and then you type .quest complete. What is it again? I forgot it already. 8328. 8328, 8328, and then watch this one. It says objective complete over here, so I can actually turn it in now. So that does complete. That's the comment, and that's how quest completion works, and how you search it on Wowhead, and you just put it in. That's that. And you can change the rates of your server, but we'll go over that in a bit. I will first show how this auction house filler works from Redeemer. Let's teleport to Dalaran. Actually, Dalaran doesn't have a auction house, so that was kind of stupid to do for me. The loading times are so annoying in this game, at least for me, because I'm running a whole bunch of other stuff which I'm not going to show because some of them stuff is illegal. Yes, I said it. I think it's loading that slow because I'm also recording and stuff like that. But I don't want to be here. I want to go to Thunderbluff. Thunderbluff doesn't have an auction house. In order to use the auction house filler from Redeemer, you have to be logged out and the Walt server has to be closed. Which I will do in a bit. But let me just quickly go to the to stand in front of the auction house thing. Mod speed 5. This is the teleporter I added already, by the way, so you guys know. No, it's not. I didn't made the teleporter. I just changed the names of it. This is the auction house, as you all know it. There's nothing in there right now, as you can see. But now let me log out. Let me close the game. We go to remote desktop again. We close the Walt server. You can also automatically restart up and crash. I didn't select it yet, but what it does is when the, for example, I check it now, when the Walt server crashes, it will just relaunch it. Let me. Oh dear. I fell for it. I failed. All right, let me close that now. The auth server can stay on, I think. Now we just start auction house filler. You still first got to get it. You fill in, of course, the IP and stuff. Just localhost, the port, the root, and the password is ascent in this case. Caps. Oh yeah, fuck. Caps lock is on. Ascent. Doesn't matter. Just go. And now we have this. Now first you gotta go to setup. I'll drop the table. Deleted the table, and you gotta create the table, which is in the database. So it's successfully created the database in the characters one, and it is ready. It says. Well, then you can obviously add stuff to the auction house. Let me just add. Let's add some gear. Oh no, actually that takes way too long. It's now retrieving all the items. Clothes plate. Is there like weapons in here? Let's go to shield. Let's insert shields. Now I want only the purple items to be checked, and I will not change the prices and stuff. You can all do that yourself. Remember though, if you do high amounts of stuff to the database, it will take a long time to convert to the database. So that you know. You can change faction. I'll do cross faction. So all factions can buy it pretty much. And then the first thing you do, these things are selected. You do save changes to table. Now it's gonna save it, and it's saved 498 items to database. And then you write to auction house, and then 115 auctions successfully posted to the neutral auction house. It says. Now we're gonna check whether that's true or not. We're gonna go in game again. Let me minimize this. Open the reunion client. Open WoW. Log in with test123. Test123. Oh yeah, of course I have to start the server. Why didn't you guys say that to me? Gee. Of course, let's start the server back up. It will take a while again, cause you know, remote desktop doesn't show everything. Those red things, those red errors, don't worry about it. It's not that big of a deal. Alright, so the server is on now. Excuse me. We enter the vault. We click the auction house. We hit search. And nothing is to be found. This is a fail. Alright, so something went wrong, obviously. Let me see if I can just, if I go to weapons, where's shields? I don't use the auction house very often. As you can see, shields, search. No, it didn't work. That sucks. Oh well. That sucks really hardcore. Alright, let me try it one more time on video. See if I can do it this time. Let's close this down. Start auction house filler. Caps lock is enabled. Caps lock is not enabled, so that's bull. Anyways, let's do this. Okay. Let's do this again. We'll do just consumables. Let's do all the purple ones. Oh no. Let's do all the blue ones then. Okay, so we'll do to the horde one this time. Save changes to table. And now right to auction house. 149. And I have successfully to the horde auction house. Okay. It should work like this, because I've done it many times like this. Maybe I do something wrong, maybe not. We'll figure it out together. Maybe the cross auction house just doesn't work, because I never use cross auction house. I always do one faction. Alright, so it's up. Let's log in again. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Log in. And to walt. See, now the loading and stuff goes faster. But I have a smaller screen as well now. Now search. Yeah, now it's added. See. Oh, now it added the shields as well. So obviously it did already work before, but it just took a while, I guess, to be added. Fine by me. So now everything is does work like this, so you can see how it works. Wow, people can just... Oh, it is. It's a bit. Okay. Sandbox Tiger. 250 Sandbox Tigers. Wow, that's epic. Oh, damn. And you can buy it. Really want to. I have no gold now. I can add myself some money. .mod money. I'll just do a shit ton. Select myself first. And now I got max amount of money. I'll click on that. Buy out. We'll go to .mod speed 5. We go to this. Now we have added that. We'll right click it. Oh, we have a robot! I don't know what this thing can do actually. Oh, it's a test thing, I think. Wind up train wrecker. Oh, I guess you have to have this train thingy go toy and it will wreck it, I guess. I don't know exactly what it does. Now let's watch this. We have showed that. I've showed you how to use the auction house, redeemers auction house thing. Now let me exit out of the game. We go over some walt config files on what those do. Let me close down the server. Close this down. Close auction house redeemer thing down, and now we go to the walt config, which can be found in C. This Jeutie's bliss thing, the core, and then the walt config, and you can open it with Notepad++. And I'll set some things which I have set as well in the meantime. The first thing I look at, I'm just gonna look at the things I set, so let you all know. I never change these things. Player limits. Well, it says to 1000. I do 100 because I know I can hold 100 players on my connection. So that's the max player limit. Okay. I'm looking real quick. Here you can disable or enable movement maps. I have it enabled because it doesn't cause any problems for me. I didn't experience it at least yet. So Doesn't matter. Server logging. This is where I change a lot. I log custom channel chat, so people create custom channels and it will log that. Log whispers between players. I do that because I got kids playing this game, my niece and stuff playing, and if she gets harassed, I want to be able to read it back. And then take actions on it, so I just do that. Log system channel messages. I don't know exactly. I think it's just system messages. Nah, I don't log that because I don't really care about that. The party chats I log. Raid chats I log. Guild check I log. I'm just a spy. I like to spy on those things. Nah, I never read it. Only when I get complaints, really. Public chats, say yell, emote. Add-on messages, no I don't, because it spams the log. Log battleground chat, I say don't log. We don't play battlegrounds because I don't have that much players on it. It's not fun to play with only 4 people battlegrounds. These things I never change, to be honest. I just let it be. Expansion, minimal player, I don't care about. Max play level, level 80. You can raise it higher, but I figure out it won't work until you change the database files, so level 80. Obviously you can change the level requirement for dual talent specialization. If you do it level 1, then from level 1 you can already buy dual talent specialization. Start level, you can, if you make it an instant 80 server, you just change this to 80. Heroic, which is the Death Knight, starts at level 55. Amount of money in copper people have after creation, I always do 5 million, which is the same as 500 gold. Max 100 points people have after creation, I do nothing. Max arena points, I also do nothing. So if you change that, people will have that amount of arena or starter points or 100 points. Recruit a friend, I don't have that. So instant logouts, I always do that for GMs, and the players only have it in like major cities like Orgrimmar, Thunderbluff, Dalaran, or for airlines, Stormwind, Ironforge and stuff like that. Disable water breathe, no. All fly paths, I do that always. That means that people from level 1 already know all the fly paths. Fly paths will take players to their destination instantly in stats. I always do that on enable because I hate the fact that if you take a fly master that you see it flying to the location. This will pretty much do, if you want to go there, it will instantly take you there with the loading screen. Players will automatically gain max skill level when logging in or leveling up. I do that. Just max skill level like weapon skill and stuff. The weather system, ignore level. Ignore level requirement when entering instances. Some people ask that, and you can change that here. If you put this on enable, then you can, with a level 1, for example, you can enter a level 80 instance. So it will just ignore the level requirements. Same with the raid group requirements. If you put this on 1, you can, as one person, enter a raid instance. You don't have to be in a group if you do that. Those I will never change. Time in militaries I don't change as either. Allow non-raid quests to be completed while in a raid group. Ignore auto hours where the daily cap resets or cure. I never changed that. Maximum number of primary professions a character can learn. I have it on 2 now. I used to have it before when I actually was using a repack to do public service with. I had it on 5, and it does work if you do that. But 2 is just Blizz-like, so I keep it on 2. Number of signatures people need to create a guild, I'll put that on 3. It pretty much that they need like signatures. If they have 3 signatures, the guild will start, so they can make the guild. If it's on 9, they need 9 signatures on players. Time in seconds. Mail delivery is delayed when sending items. I keep that on 1 hour. I tried it to halve it like 30 minutes, but I noticed that the server will crash more often when you do that. So it's best to just kill it to keep it like that. I mean, allow skill increase from prospecting. I put that on enable, and from milling also put it on enable. So both of those skills in game will get you like skill for the profession as well. Announce events, I never do that because it just spams walt chat, I think. Beep the server, I don't really care. Message of the day, this will be displayed at login. Yeah, and use the add for a new line. And special characters, I only have one line pretty much, but like it explains, you can add new lines and stuff to it. So I'll just say welcome to the reunion server. Enjoy your game or enjoy your time. Better display core version now. Maximum results being popped up, you can put it higher, but I would suggest you to just leave it like that. Disallow sending new tickets. If you want as a GM to allow people to send in tickets for bugs or whatever, you can allow it. You can also disable so they cannot do that. This is something new which I didn't look over it yet. Enable the dungeon finder enable the raid browser. Oh yeah, so raid browser. No, I don't really do that. I do dungeon finder only, pretty much. Here you can change how many instances per hour people can join. I put it on 10. I don't mind really. Could make it unlimited pretty much, but so people can instead of 5 instances, they can now enter instances, 10 instances within an hour. Warden anti-cheat is enabled on my side, but only to no logging only. It won't take action, it won't kick, and it won't ban, because I can do that obviously myself. But you can change otherwise. If you want Warden to kick it, you just change it. You will change it over here for ban or kick. 1 is kick and 2 is ban. And you can also set an amount of ban duration. This is 24 hours it's set on, and if you do 0 it's a permanent ban. Player interaction, allow creating characters of both factions on the same account. I do that so they can make both Horde and Alliance characters. Allow calendar invites between factions. I always allow that. Say chat, they can talk to each other, I don't mind. Allow channel chats, yes, we can see both characters in the channel. Allow group joining between factions, I allow that. Allow guild joining between factions, I allow that as well. Auctions between factions, I allow. Allow sending mails between factions, I allow as well. Show characters from both factions on the who list, I also do that. Allow adding friends from another faction to your friends list, yes. Allow trading, yes. And inspecting has always been its place, like pretty much. Creature settings, I never mess with that. You can, if you really want to, just read the description and you'll know what it is meant for. I never mess with that because I just want to leave it like Blizz-like. For that, the chatting settings, I never really mess with that either. It's good the way it is for me, so it's not needed for me. Hold up, I gotta take a phone call. I'll be right back. Alright, so I never get disturbed, so only when I'm doing stuff I get disturbed. But anyways, silently GM join, we were on the chat settings. Silently GM join, that would means whether people join with an announcement in walt chat like GM has come online and stuff like that or not. I have it disabled, so we will always join with an announcement because it really doesn't matter to me actually. Allow players to use comments. I have that on enabled. It's not comments like .appear, .summon or whatever. It's just comments like .gm in the game, so they can actually see whether there is a GM online or not, or just .unstock and .start comments. Such comments. Game master settings, which are the GM settings. GM mode at login, I do enable. GM visibility, I make them visible. GM chat mode, they have to use the chat badge on my server. Accepting players from whispers by default or not. No, GMs are not accepting whispers unless they whisper them. Maximum gem level shown in gem list, I leave it like it is. Max gem level showed in who list if visible, I leave it as it is. Okay. Include gem trade and trace lot in the gem log, yes. Gem starting level, I do that level 80 because my gems don't like the level. Allow players to invite gem characters. No, the GM characters invite the players or else not. Allow players to add GM characters to their friends list. Yeah, I don't mind that really, because they cannot message them anyways and invite them to the party. Allow lower security levels to use comments and higher security level. Hell no, that's a bad idea. And the survey, we never use that. Visibility distances, I never mess with that. Server rates, I do. I do the health ×2 usually, and the mana ×2, and the rest I leave like it is. It will just add a little bit more health and a little bit more mana, not too crazy. Skill multiplier for skill discovery. Well, obviously the skill, like before, we have set that to max already, so we don't need to change that. These are drops. These are, I think, gray items. These are white items. Uncommon is green items, then rare is blue, and epic is purple. Purple I do on 2, blue I do on 2, uncommon on 3. And then drop money, I put the money rate on 5, because the economy is totally not bliss-like on my server. And then the loot amount, you can multiply it, so ×2, it will give 2 times as much. The XP for kill on my server is 10 times, for quest is 5 times, and explore obviously not, because all maps are by default explored. Repack cost rate, I leave that as it is. Rest in game goes twice as fast always. Damage after fall rate, I leave it as it is. Auction time I leave as it is. Raid honor, the honor gain rate, I put that on ×3. Rate for minimum and maximum times a deposit can be used. You can change it, but I don't think it does take any effect, because it didn't work when I did it. So mining rate, same thing. The talent point rate, you can give people, if you do ×2, then they will be able to fill out all 3 of their talent specs, but I'll just leave that list like. The reputation gain, I put it on ×5. Low level kill, I put it on ×5 as well. The low level quest, put it on ×5 as well. The movement speed rate, if you change this, you make players actually move faster in game. I don't use that though. The raid instance reset time, you can change that, but I don't. The skill gain from crafting, defense and stuff like that, you can change if you wish to. I don't. Death sickness level, you can disable it if you want to. You can say on which level it will start, but I don't. The die command, do not trigger things like loot from the die command. If it is disabled, bosses will still drop their loot for GMs and stuff like that, but if you put it on enabled, then it won't drop loot, which is actually a good thing, because some GMs, if you have corrupt GMs or not, and they will go with a group and they will just die everything so people can get the loot. If you put it on enable, the GMs will not be able to get the loot unless they spawn it, of course. Auto broadcast, I don't do that. You can do it. If you put it on yes, I'll show you now actually. If you put this on and you go to the database, you go to the walt database, there should be auto broadcast right here. Then you go to auto broadcast data and you right click, insert new row. The ID is then 1, and this I'll show it. Welcome to the reunion server. If you do it like that, we'll enter. It's now entered in the auto broadcast. Let's enable it here. Let's enable it here, and we'll make it. This is every 60 seconds. We'll do that. 15,000. It's now then every 15 seconds. Let me save this real quick. Let me minimize this. And let me go back, start Jeutie's control panel. I'll just show it real quick. Start the R server. Oh, it is already started there. Start the walt server. And we'll go real quick to the reunion client. We launch it. I'll show it real quick. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. And now we enter the walt. Now as you can see, it already changed that I'm actually level 80 now, I think. I'm not sure though. Oh no, I'm not. Okay. So you see, auto broadcast. Welcome to reunion server. It now spams it in there. So that does work, but I don't never use it. I used it, but my server used to crash from it, because sometimes it auto broadcast the message while it was reading the expired mail and stuff in the database, and it crashed the server. So I disabled it because of that. So let me disable it now. Disable. But I just showed you. Battleground config, I never mess with that because we don't do battlegrounds, obviously. Same for this is the battlefield config. This is for Winter Grasp. It's enabled by default, and I never mess with that either. The arena config, same story. Never mess with that because we don't do arenas. Network, I never mess with that. This is console remote access. I do enable remote console telnet. I enable that, and I enabled SOAP servers because it's for the website, so people can actually get donation and vote items in game. So that's how that works. The custom server options, this is character delete options. I don't really care about that. This displays will start with most of the high level repetitions that are needed. No, it's not just like all spells. No, maps explored, yes, so they don't have to explore. All the maps will be open for them. Amount of 100 points, I don't care. Players will automatically gain max weapon defense skill when logging in on level. I do always yes. Characters will receive a token. I don't mess with that. Characters will receive after defeating another character in PvP a token. No. Badge of Justice, but yeah, well, it is enabled, but characters number of tokens, no. Resetting talent point doesn't cost a thing. If you enable this, then it doesn't cost any gold. Allow multiple guild masters. I do that, yes, because I have multiple guild masters actually. Then you can set more than one guild master. Whether a message is broadcast the entire server when a player gets kicked. So if a player gets kicked, it will be shown on the wall chat. I have it enabled because I think it's funny, so that people can pick on those players if they are gay. Welcome to Jeutie's Bliss-like Repack. We wish you a wonderful time. I'll leave it like that right now. That's just the player start screen. It will like newly created characters. It will pop in screen like welcome, or it will pop in the down left corner. I don't know exactly which location, but one of those two. I've never actually watched for it. Level requirements for the auction house use and stuff, I leave it at all normally. Server logging, I never look at it because I don't honestly care. It's not very good organized, and my OCD doesn't like it, so I'll save it, quit, and I can start the server again and stuff like that. So it works pretty much now. Alright, so as you can see, I've covered most things. I hope I was clear for you all. Let me close remote desktop. I hope I covered everything for you all, and I hope you all enjoy this. And actually, if you got more questions, let me know. I could easily add additions to my YouTube channel where this is going to be uploaded at. You can see other stupid videos I upload as well, because I'm retarded and I love retarded stuff. For example, I have a WoW video up there with a Raven call on hostile music, which is kind of lame, but I don't care because I just enjoy making stupid videos. And there will be links to my other YouTube channels on there, which are more popular than the current one. But anyways, if you want more tutorials, I'll just create it. Just let me know what you want to know and I'll make a video about it. I hope this was clear enough and that everybody understands what I meant. And I hope I answer a lot of questions from people who really need help with it, and now they saw a video on how to do it. I hope this helps. I just hope that this helps a lot of people. And I want to thank you all for watching, and hope to talk to you on AC Web. And take care everyone, and have fun with Jeutie's Repack. Later. Oh boy, I fucked up. Later. Actually, people, I just noticed that I forgot something really important, which a lot of people have problems with. So let me open remote desktop again. Because a lot of people have the problem that they log in, but they don't get past the realm selection screen, or it just says logging in. Well, the way to fix that, there is a lot of things. The host, for example, which I already covered. But another thing is, if you go to the auth database and you go to the realm list table, hit data up here, there you see the address. Make sure this says your IP address or the VPN IP address. If this is correct, then it will go past that. Because don't change it in here. Do not change this. Just leave that as localhost and stuff. Make sure the port is correct though. Just leave that and change it right here in the data. Change this to the external IP address. That will make sure that people will connect to your server. So now I covered that as well. Sorry for that, I forgot that. I will mention in the description to look to the end because I forgot something, which I will of course obviously add as well. So thank you all for watching, and see you all next time. Later.